Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys again for watching and tuning in with me. So today I am creating this look. It's definitely a purple type fusion dark lip. I know it's not ready for dark lip, but honestly, if you're into makeup, you just wear a lip whenever you want. In the summertime, in the wintertime, you can wear a pink lip. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, colors are not just for the seasons. So I created this look. But while creating this look, I did want to give you guys some tips and some pointers of just a basic eye look, blending tips and how to blend your colors. So I did try to use a little color in here just so you guys can see what I was talking about, and just instead of using like one color. So I just created a 3-step eye look that can just create your everyday look. This is what I do when I create my looks every day, because just like going to work, you don't have time to keep like building up like a bunch of colors. So I hope this helps you guys. And also just kind of added a dark lip. I did add face in there. If you guys don't want to see that, you can just skip over it. But I do the eyes first. So without further ado, we're going to just go ahead and get it started. Okay guys, we're going to go in with our first shade. Now, our first shade is always our transition shade, and you always want to pick a lighter color. I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and keeping my hands to the lower end, middle of the brush, so you can have a nice grip on the brush, but you never want to be too heavy-handed with it. You want to start in your crease and go in circular windshield wiper motions, and this will get the color diffused in your crease and up to your brow bone. Now you can keep it very subtle in your crease or kind of blend it out with a blown out look all the way kind of up to your brow bone. That's what I usually do just to get the color washed all over my crease before I go in with my next shade. Now, like I said, this is supposed to be easy, so we're going to go in with the darker shade. Now, I'm using the same blending brush because some of the product from the other color is still left on there. So you're going to go in and blend, and we're keeping this towards the outer corner and towards the lower crease area. So you're not going to go as high as you did the other color because you're trying to create a transition between the colors. So I put the brush in one place and put the product, most of the product there, and then blend it out to give a nice gradient effect. And like I said, making this easy, you can use 1 or 2 colors. Now, taking a denser crease brush, this is by Sigma, I'm going to take that same shade and show how you can make it more intense and darker by switching your brushes. So you're going to go in and the same type of motion by starting on the outer V and going up. So outer V is the outer edge of your eye and just kind of working the way up into the crease. Now you see that the color is much darker. We're going to go back in with the fluffy blending brush, and you see that it's a very dome shape, and you go in to blend up towards the crease. You always want to blend your eyeshadow so there is a nice seamless transition. Now for a lid, this is the last step of the eye. You're just going to take any shimmer shade, or it can be a matte shade, and put it on your lid. Now with your lid shade, you can play around with this. You can only do it in the half moon area, like I'm doing, or you can take it across your whole lid. I just like to create the half moon effect because it gives an illusion of a bigger eye. Going back in with the transition shade, the blending brush, you want to go in, no product on the brush, and blend. Now you see that we have that together. Now after you finish your eyes, you can literally just do your base. I included this in here just so you guys can see how I do my everyday look. You guys can skip over it if you were only here for the eyeshadow look, but that's it for the eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with, of course, my LA Girl Pro Coverage foundation, and I'm just going to buff that in. Now with foundation, this one's pretty full coverage. I do love a full coverage look, but if you don't like a full coverage, you can use what people like as a tinted moisturizer, a BB cream, or just a lightweight foundation. And I'm just going to go in with the Morphe M439 brush and buff this all over my face, per usual as my same base. Now for concealer, I'm taking the NYX HD concealer in the shade Caramel and just bringing this under my eye. Now with your concealer, you always want to do a shade lighter or 2 shades lighter for a nice highlighted look. When you hear people say highlighting and contouring, they're not really talking about a shimmer highlight. They're more talking about the concealer highlighting their face. You want to bring light back to your face because your foundation makes your face look flat and have no dimension. So you're basically highlighting with your concealer. Now we'll get to the powder highlight later. Now after concealer, you always want to set your under eye because it causes creasing and you don't want that. So I'm using the J-Cat Beauty banana powder. You can use a translucent powder, a colored powder, or whatever. Now before you start with the rest of your base, you always want to set it. You never want to put any other type of powder over a wet cream, so it's easier to put powder over powder. So you want to make sure you set your face in place so it can stay all day. Now once the rest of our face is set, you can go in with your powder contour. And if you don't like powder contour or bronzing, you can skip setting your face and do a cream contour. But for this purpose, I think it's easier with powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and bronze my face or contour with my NYX contour palette and the Morphe M527 brush. Now going back to complete the eye, like I said, to make it easy, I always just put the eyeshadow that I used last or the most in my eye look under my underlash line to create the completed look. You can also put eyeliner in your waterline. And to create a nice highlighted effect, I'm taking a lighter shimmer shade than the one on my lid and popping it in the inner quarter. Now this is a basic eye look that is an everyday look or everyday type of technique that everyone uses. Now for the powder highlight, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Petals highlight, and we're just going to put that on the high points of our cheek. Now this is the powder highlight where you want to glow. So if you don't want to glow in this sense, you can just stick to your under eye highlight and a matted face look. Now prepping for lips, I'm just going to put some hydrating chapstick on, and before I start my lips, I'm going to set my face so it can be setting while I'm doing my lips. I'm using the Make It Last setting spray. It lasts up to 16 hours and is one of my favorite drugstore setting sprays. Now I'm taking the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte and Night Rider. I just thought this was a nice pop of color for this eye look, but this eye look is very simple and it can match with any type of color, so you can either do nude, a brighter red, or a deep red, or just any color that you would like. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I hope it helped you guys out on creating a basic simple look that is used for every day or even if you're just starting out with your eyeshadows. Now here's the completed look. I thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.